Gervonta Davis doesn't need a Teofimo Lopez fight, or Shakur, or Keyshawn Davis. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Teofimo Lopez has been calling out Gervonta Davis and a few other fighters for the past couple of weeks, saying some real disrespectful things. I just want to break down why Gervonta Davis doesn't need him or any of these other up-and-coming superstars. Give my 5,000 nickels for anybody.
Gervonta Davis mentioned when he sees Teofimo Lopez, he plans to slap him because he is he called him a derogatory word.
He's so stupid because he's announcing that he's going to confront us and slap my son. I want to see that happen. Name me one lineal champion of the Tank has fought. He got those interim belts. Those are not world titles. You know what I'm saying? They're lying to the public, man.
All right, y'all. So, Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. What's really going on?
Vicious win.
All right, so, it's always good to see, the best fighters out there calling out the best fighters out there trying to get the best matchups made. But a lot of times, it's false advertisement. A lot of times they're doing that just to keep their name relevant. A lot of times they're trying to coattail ride some of these bigger fighters.
I don't fucking like you.
To possibly get a paycheck. And unfortunately, it's hurting the sport. What Mayweather did to the sport is hurting the sport. Yes, he brought a lot of money into the sport, but he took the viewership out by making them change the pay-per-view model because he was basically ripping people off. He's hyping these big old fights up. You get the fight, it's a boring fight, and you've already paid $100, $80, $90, $100. And people kind of got sick of that model, and they weren't getting good fights.
Y'all killing me with this.
And now you got these young guys kind of like, okay, well, who's the biggest fighter out there? Let me just ride his coattail. Talk about him. And if nothing else, I'm going to get free publicity off of speaking his name. And I think that's sort of what Teofimo Lopez is doing because, it's a weird time in the sport of boxing.
Wait a minute, Harry, come here, Harry. Mama!
Normally, the 130, the 140, and the 147 division, for the past 10, 15 years, they've been stacked. And when you look at them now, they're all empty. Gervonta Davis has cleaned out 130. Everybody from 140 has moved to 147. All the superstars from 147 have moved up to 154. There's nobody really left at 140, even though the superstars from 130 and 135 are moving up to 140 because there's nobody left at 135.
Nigga, I'm good, man. I'm straight, son. Don't worry about me, son.
So it's kind of a weird time, Teofimo Lopez is up there at 140. Devin Haney's up there at 140. Ryan Garcia's up there at 140. But none of those three guys talk about each other. They all talk about Tank. They all talk about, I want the Tank fight.
Nigga, please.
Why isn't Tank fighting me? Tank's this, Tank's that. And you got to ask yourself why that is, because Teofimo Lopez is a champion. Devin Haney's got such a big name that he should be able to sell his own fights, but he ain't been back in the ring. Ryan Garcia, is suspended for a few more months. Nobody's really been calling out his name. And I just find that kind of weird that the only person that they seem to want to call out is Tank.
It's an ambush, man. I ain't got to stay around for this. I'm out.
And you got to wonder, why is that? And at the end of the day, I think it's because a Tank fight can change your whole trajectory when it comes to boxing. A Tank fight can make you extremely rich, or a Tank fight, if you beat him, can make you extremely famous. So either way, you're going to win, even if you lose.
It don't matter to me.
And I think a lot of people have peeped that. And unfortunately, a lot of these younger fighters don't want to do the heavy lifting and making themselves into a sellable product. They just want to ride somebody else's coattail. And fighters like Shakur, Keyshawn Davis, Teofimo Lopez, he's a big product. So he should be able to do this on his own by now. But unfortunately, it seems like he can't.
Where the fuck you get off talking to people about me behind my back going over my head?
So I think guys like Shakur and Keyshawn, it's going to be even harder for them, you know, once they do get rolling, because there's not going to be any more Gervonta Davises out there for them to make their name off of. They're going to have to get it out of the trenches the hard way.
No, I got to cut you. That's the rule.
So if I was these young fighters, I would start fighting each other and stop worrying about Gervonta Davis.
I mean, this is some shameful shit.
Because at the end of the day, he doesn't need your fight.
They pay bots to say certain things like he's broke or he keeps talking about a dude.
I mean, we got to know where his money going to.
Same thing. Or at least that's how I see it. Just use your logic. This is a big celebration for me.
So you got motherfuckers out here who can walk, talk, see, hear, and all that shit and still fucking up.
May not be for you, but I want you to understand what certain W's are for general, for someone that fights real wars.
Had the same amount of time in a day as Michael Jackson, but chose to be nobody.
But I'm only fighting me. I just had to know that I could do what they did on my own.
I mean, we got to know where his money going to.
That I don't have to go to them to tell my story.
Had the same amount of time in a day as Michael Jackson, but chose to be nobody.
Cut that middleman out.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tubes or holler at me over there. You want to collabo, feature a product, your channel on my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we aren't mad at him.
Don't try this at home.
I don't know shit about boxing.
You're from the field, you know I'm fucking with you. If you're from Kentucky, you know I'm fucking with you. You ain't never heard of me, you wanna get familiar. Well, my nigga, let me paint a picture. 12 motherfuckers splitting 3 bedrooms. Dang, my nigga, let me get some leg room. Every single night we watch the 10 o'clock news. Young black man murdered over tennis shoes. Every year we move to a brand new hood. Had to fight a nigga just to make it understood. Bitch, I learned to fight from Wayne and your knuckle. First thing they taught me, nigga, swing if it touch you. Moved out of town when I turned 19. Seen $400 pounds of light green. Moved back home before I turned 20. I guess you could say that was the birth of Lucas Keys. It was time to let these niggas know my name. Young Real introduced me to the game. He was rapping too big back in the day. When they had Daddy O and Hurricane, they was getting beats from Willie Will and Lil J. Can't forget Young Sirs, they did they thing. That motivated me to do the same, and I did it. Spit it so clean, they thought I came from a dentist. This is for my niggas with the chain gang sickness. When you make it home, I got some change and some bitches. No hook, but they still play it in the club. 7 grams of the loud, paid about a dub. Cause I know the plug and I know the outlet. Feel snapback I got ain't came out yet. Nigga, please listen to the game that I'm slinging. Tax time come around, I claim like I'm banking. Ain't nothing worse than $1 million bitch that'll fuck for a purse. I need a nurse, I think I'm getting sicker. My nigga Dose came through with 2 bottles of liquor. This is for my nigga Moski and all the other real OG. Do a line, pop a pill, roll some weed. Take a seat and listen to the book of keys.